My question is that he mentioned that we are all, in fact, just mediums through which,
things are happening.
Things are happening. So I want to understand karma in relationship with the medium. So if I'm only a medium, then there is no good karma essentially, and there is no bad karma. Why is it that we accrue karma through and if I'm the chosen medium for, let's say, killing him,
Yeah, you will kill.
So then it's meant to happen. Then the Pandavas killed the Kauravas, and the Kauravas killed the Pandavas. So, they also expiated their karmas. So they did incur a bad karma. If I'm only a medium, then what is this concept of karma in relationship with just
Exactly. That is very actually good question and very interesting, very interesting question and very funny question also. And that's why Krishna was smiling all the time, because he knew what is going on. Actually, there is no good karma and there is no bad karma. There is only karma, no good and bad. It's only interpretation. Medium is a happening. Anybody can become a medium. You see in life, unexpected things happen. Even you cannot expect about anybody, he will do this and he exactly perform that action. If you have to kill a person, you are a saint, you are a very pious person, you never think about killing anybody. But if that killing energy, I will call it energy, killing energy, it is hovering and you become medium, eventually you will kill. Eventually. But in a deeper sense, you haven't killed. It is a dream. So there is no burden of karma. Nowadays we talk many things about karma, and when there are karma healing workshops, even karma reformation, so many books, karma correction, even there is my spiritual friend who repair your karma. You can go to him and just like a punctured car and cycle, he will repair your karma and you will feel happy. But we are living in a dream state, and as you mentioned, so it is better to mention Krishna. In the total Gita, what he is saying? You have to perform this action. Things are already happening. They have already happened. He says to Arjuna, I have already killed them. Have you read it? He says, I have already killed them. So you simply perform your action. Don't hesitate. What he is trying to say? It is your dream state. You identify with the karma. If you realize that you are simply a medium or there is a medium, things happen, actually happen. And right now they are happening. You are here, it happened. You ask this question, it happened. I am giving answer, it is happening. Anybody is smiling, anybody is crying, it is happening. Actually it is happening. But the good karma and bad karma is our invention. And this is shrewd exploitation and politics of spiritual people. The organized religion has created all this stuff. They have to exploit people. So then if there is a good karma and bad karma, can you balance it? Millions, billions, trillions year will pass, you cannot balance it. You have to balance one bad karma with one good karma. But one day it's like a dream, you realize, oh, I have not done anything. It's simply happening, I am just a medium. And when you become transparent medium, then divine things happen. When medium is contaminated things happen. But fundamentally everybody is medium. So you cannot take pride in your doing, you cannot feel shame and guilt in your doing, and that is the greatest freedom. If you can see this truth, you are free from pride and you are free from the guilt and shame. That is the main crushing thing. You feel guilt for so many things. Oh, I should not have done this, I should not have done that. And you feel pride. Oh, I went into satsang, I meditated, I am a saint, I am a meditator, I am divine thing. And he is going there and he is doing that, he is sinner. So we divide everything. But things are happening according to the nature, according to the conditioning, according to the body-mind functioning, according to your genetic conditioning, according to your environmental, sociological, educational conditioning. But they are simply happening. So there is no karma at all. It's a dream state, actually. And
So what can explain suffering? If it's not any accrued karma that's causing me my present reality, all of this human suffering that happens, it can be ascribed to what, if not karma?
suffering is,
Has everyone heard the question?
Yes.
yes.
When you say, things will happen the way they are happening.
She has asked very important question. Why there is suffering? If nobody is doing anything, then why there is suffering? That was the finding of Buddha. Suffering. Life is suffering. The first realization, his first realization, life is suffering. So why there is suffering?
Because of desire. Suffering is
Identification with your act. Identification with your doing, that is the only suffering. If you are able to disidentify with your doing, there will be no suffering. If you are able to accept, if you are fortunate enough, you cannot do anything. If I say accept it, it is not so simple, you will accept it. If you are fortunate enough to accept that things are happening, there will be no suffering. At the end of his teaching, Buddha said actually, that is the very important thing in spirituality and shift in the spirituality, fundamental shift in the spirituality. At the end of his life, his disciples gathered and asked him, can you summarize your teaching? Can you summarize? And he started from the point when he said, you are the responsible for everything in your life. Everything. Buddha started from this point. You are responsible for everything in your life. Then at the end of his life, when disciples asked him, please summarize your teaching, he spoke only 3 sentences. Events happen, deeds are done, consequences happen, but there is no personal doer of any deed. That was. He says, this is my fundamental teaching. Just meditate on these words. Try to meditate on these words and you will find actually this is true. But then question arises, why he said in the beginning, you are the responsible? Because identification is yours. You have identified with everything, with every act, with your every idea. Thought happens, you say, it's my thought, in my view. What is your view? It happens. That I challenge everybody, predict your next thought. If it is your thought, just predict the next moment thought. Thoughts are happening in the field of consciousness. In the more technical terminology, in the unified field of consciousness, thoughts are happening. They are arising, disappearing, dissolving. And Indian mythology, we call it Leela. We call it a play of consciousness. We never take life too seriously. We say, this is Leela, play of consciousness. Thoughts arise, they come and they go. People feel pain and pleasure. Sometimes pain arises, sometimes pleasure arises. This is our Leela. So, identification with this Leela is the problem, and that is the ultimate realization. Things are happening, events are happening. Then again you can ask the question, what about my free will? Then, am I free to do anything? Then simple answer, you are free to do anything. You are free to do everything. You have total free will. But that free will has no value at all. Because the result is not in your hands. It depends on numerous things, on numerous cosmic permutation and combination. So you can call it a causeless. Result is causeless. You throw your idea and then it hover into the universe and return to you with many different colors, with the numerous shades you can't imagine. So result is not in your hand. So free will is worthless. You have free will because that is needed for the daily functioning. You have to live the daily life. For the daily living, total free will is essential. Someone press the bell, you have to respond. You have to open the door. Someone asks anything, you have to answer. So you have the total free will. But in the end result of your actions, the karma, the fruit of karma is not in your hand.